Welcome to second part of our slow route to Provence.
Today we have woken up, left the campsite, and we've come to Carcassonne via, well, we haven't got to Carcassonne yet. We are now in a place called Saint-Cyr-la-Popie, which is one of the 12 prettiest villages apparently in the Dordogne, I believe.
Yes.
So we're walking into the village. We weren't sure where to park or anything like that, so we followed the signs and we did a little bit of a hoof into the village, but it's fine, although it is a bit up and down. It's not a very nice day.
It's a horrible day, hence the matching, very...
Not quite matching.
No, not quite matching, but very...
Fetching.
Fetching, thank you, that's the word I was looking for. Jackets.
But they do the job,
they
hopefully,
do.
so that's all that matters.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll be waterproof. We haven't actually tried them out yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
In anger.
So this village we're going to go to is apparently a medieval village perched on the top of a cliff. It's meant to be very, very pretty. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be.
Call it off, let it go.
So this is the first view of Saint-Cyr-la-Popie, and I would say it is definitely perched on a cliff. Lovely river below it, that's the Lot River down there, and it is very much higgledy-piggledy village perched very much on the edge of a cliff, isn't it?
It is, and very pretty village as well.
It is, it looks lovely. So we've come to the viewpoint near the top of Saint-Cyr-la-Popie. It's absolutely beautiful down on the river there. Gorgeous. There's not very many people in the village, which is quite a surprise.
No, considering, again, it's September, very beginning
It's only the
of
4th
September.
of September today or something like that, isn't it? But,
Yes.
It's quite a surprise there's not more people here. But it's good that there isn't.
But once again, it's raining.
It is, yeah. Unfortunately, that seems to have been the joy of our holiday so far, doesn't it? Rain.
Apart from yesterday when it was lovely.
Well, we've just had a very exciting hour. Exciting not. So we got back to the car park. We paid our €7 for parking, having had a very nice wander around the village. And then we came back and it didn't give me a ticket. And I thought, maybe it was a number plate recognition when we came in. We got to the machine. No, you don't have a ticket, therefore you can't get out. So we then thought, so we decided to try the lost ticket route. So we assumed that would give us a new ticket in case we needed one, which we did. So we then paid another €7 for a lost ticket and it still didn't issue us a ticket. We then tried to find somebody to ask to help.
There was no numbers anywhere.
And then there was a little ringing thing on the actual payment machine. It just kept saying it was busy. It was busy, it was busy, it was busy. That was all it kept saying. And in the end, a very kind French lady.
Well, before that, actually, I tried to phone, so I took the name of the company who made the machine and phoned them up. And she was as good as useless and said, well, it's nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
So
I also then tried to ring the Tourist Information Office, which just went to a voicemail.
Yep.
And then eventually we spoke to a French lady who didn't speak much English, just like I speak very little French. But she rang the local town hall and he said, if you press the button on the way out, somebody will let you out. So I pressed the button and he didn't let us out. He arrived. And then within a couple of minutes,
exactly, yeah.
And I then showed him the fact that we'd paid twice and he couldn't understand it. He kept saying, the ticket. And I said, it's in the machine, it's in the machine.
Luckily we paid on card.
Luckily we paid on card so I could have that proof on my euro on my card thing to show him, and he couldn't believe it, but he did let us out, which was good.
He did let us out, but it was a lovely village.
It was a very nice
Highly
village.
recommend.
Yes, definitely. It was definitely worth a wander around, even though it did cost us €14 in the end.
So if you do go there, be careful with your tickets.
Yeah, don't go into parking 3 is my recommendation. Go somewhere else.
But yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah, it was a really nice place to wander around.
Nice. Yes, apart from the weather.
Yeah, despite the rain, it was lovely.
Yes. We've arrived in Carcassonne.
We have.
Not quite as we planned.
No, because we basically are camping in a car park. It is a motorhome and coach car park, as you can see from the number of camper vans and motorhomes that are here, and a coach as well.
And a coach.
And basically we went to the campsite that we were hoping to get into, and just as we turned up, she said it was full. And there was an air next door, so we thought we'd go in there instead, and that was full as well. And so we looked on our little app that we've got, Park for Night, and this was just about the only other place that we could camp. And we really wanted to go into Carcassonne.
So unfortunately, the hour that we spent, or over an hour, trying to get out the car park, did it for us.
It cost us our campsite place, because literally she put the full sign up as I was in the queue for the desk.
Yes, we arrived at Carcassonne in rush hour as well, which is always nice.
We did, yeah.
So 1:30. It's quite windy here, actually,
isn't it? It is quite windy.
But very nice views, and as Jill says, we will be going in tomorrow.
We will indeed.
We had some lovely views of it on the way in, actually.
We did, it looks amazing. So I'm looking forward to going in the morning.
Yes.
And now I'm going to go in the warm.
Yeah, it's not that warm out here. We've woken up to a lovely morning.
It is a very different day to yesterday, that's for sure. And we are now standing outside the gates of the old medieval city of Carcassonne with the blue gorilla, as Roger's just said.
Yeah.
Which is a bit bizarre, but there you go.
Not sure what that's all about.
No, I'm not sure what that's all about either, but that's fine.
We will go and have a read and see.
Yeah. But it looks absolutely beautiful. It's very typical from a storybook almost, isn't it? It's lovely.
So you've got this from...
Well, I've heard about Carcassonne being a medieval city, and I also remember it was in a few of Kate Moss's books. I can't remember which ones, but I think it was Citadel and things like that, but years and years ago. But yes, I can't really remember much about it, except for the fact that I remember she wrote about Carcassonne.
But certainly from the outside, it looks lovely.
It does. Well, this is the blue gorilla that we talked about, and apparently, believe it or not, it is a coffee table. I don't quite see how. It's made up of lots of angles, which is quite cool. But how the heck it's a coffee table when it's 2.3 metres tall? I really don't know.
Yeah, you've got to be quite tall to put your coffee on there, haven't you?
And I thought maybe it lay down on its stomach or something, but I'm not sure that's right either, because it's got no flat back either. So
it doesn't make any sense at all what it actually says about it. But
no.
It looks better than the wording. We maybe shouldn't have read.
Yeah.
What
I think if we
about.
just looked at it and thought it was quite a nice blue gorilla, then that would be okay.
It is. That's very, very cool. But yeah, words don't make any sense about it at all.
So today we got up relatively early, about 7:30, and we left the van just after 8 o'clock, and we're now in Carcassonne. And
it was only a 10-15 minute walk.
10-minute walk indeed, and it is deserted in here, which is really nice actually, because it means we can really appreciate the history. It's nearly all restaurants in here, but they did say there's less than 100 people actually live in the city itself, which is kind of sad really, isn't it? Because this would have had thousands of people living in it in its heyday, but now it is very much a tourist thing rather than anything else.
But because it is lived in 24/7, it is open 24/7.
Yes.
So you can come in at any time that you want to.
Yeah, which is good. So it's not completely touristy, but it is predominantly tourist. So what we've learned today is that actually there's so much history to Carcassonne, but basically an awful lot of the city was left completely destroyed, and it was abandoned in about the 1800s. And then they tried to restore it, and they decided to try and restore it. And there was an old bishop's palace that was here, where the Hotel de la Cité is. And basically then there were people who wanted to come and stay in the city, and there was nowhere for them to stay. So in the 1920s this was built, and it's now quite a sizable institution, very popular I believe as well. And it's right next door to the cathedral. And the cathedral was originally built in about 925. And it was originally the cathedral for Carcassonne, and then again when the city was abandoned it fell into disrepair, and sorry, Roger was about to get run over then. And then it was basically brought back to life again by some of the restorers, and this is what it is now, and it's absolutely beautiful inside. It's now the basilica. It's called a basilica. It's not called a cathedral anymore, because it lost its cathedral status in the 1800s, but it's called a basilica, and it's very, very beautiful inside.
It is lovely stained glass windows.
It is beautiful, yeah. And so that's a very small part of the city, and what they were saying was that the original city was built by the Romans, well, partly started by the Romans and built up into about the 1200s, 1300s, something like that, when it was bustling. And then in 1800s it got more and more into disrepair, and like most people left until it was basically a slum. And then in mid-1800s, they started to repair it. A lot of controversy about the way it was restored and repaired. Some people saying those roofs shouldn't be like that and those towers shouldn't be like that. But it was basically, this is essentially a restoration done in the 1800s.
Well, I'm glad you could remember all of that.
Thanks, I was quite impressed with my memory as well. I think it was in about the 12 or 1300s that they built two walls. So there was the outer wall and then they built the inner wall to go with it, because they wanted to protect the city even more, because at the time, I believe, that this was a dispute between this part of France and bits of Spain. There was the Count of Barcelona, or Emperor of Barcelona or something like that. Probably not an emperor, but you know what I mean. Somebody who ruled Barcelona was trying to grab this bit of land as well. And I think it was Philip the Fair, they said, who decided to build the second wall to make the city even stronger. So we said about the fact that there's these double walls, and apparently there are 52 towers around these double walls, and these double walls go on for 3 kilometres around the city.
Makes it the largest fortress in Europe.
It does indeed. And through the gap here you can see a nice view of what was the lower town, if you like, and it's now the modern part of Carcassonne, which is much bigger than the old city, obviously.
Modern, but not that modern.
Yeah, modern comparatively. So this is Carcassonne. It is now about 11:30 and we came in here about 10 to 8. And boy, are we glad we got here early, because actually we were able to explore the whole city before there was any people around, which was great. We went into the castle when it opened at 10 o'clock, and that was definitely a good call.
It was, yes.
Spent about an hour and a half in there.
To get into the city is free.
Yes.
To get into the castle is 19 euros each, and then we got a audio guide, which was for 4 euros, which was actually very good value, wasn't it? Yes,
it was. Yeah.
The whole castle going in for 19 euros. Yeah, I thought it was excellent. We were in the castle itself for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And what did we learn?
Well, so much I can hardly remember most of it, to be honest.
Excellent. I was leaving it to you, obviously.
It was basically talking an awful lot about the history, about Philip the Bold and how he was the one who modernised a lot of the castle in the 12th and 13th centuries. It was very, very interesting. Talk about the 3 different walls. You've got the castle walls and then the 2 different rampart walls as well.
So there was a lot of walking around the yes. castle itself, and a lot of steps as well.
Yes, it was not a flat tour at all. If you don't like steps, then don't do that tour, I suggest, because it was also quite a lot of very steep, narrow steps as well, wasn't it? But and they all had handrails and everything, but it wasn't ideal. If you're not that mobile, I would suggest it's not the best place to go.
No, but yeah, highly recommend both Carcassonne and going into the castle as
Definitely.
well.
I think it was good value, the castle as well, I think for 19 euros, wasn't it? Very interesting. Definitely, if you're in the area, come to Carcassonne.
But as usual, our tip, as Jill's just said, get here early.
But we say that about everything, don't we, really?
We do. Well, it kind of makes a lot of sense.
I mean, when we arrived at 10 to 8, there was about 3 people around, weren't there? And now can't move for the people. But there you go. That's just us. That's our preference,
yes,
isn't it?
Yeah. We don't like people. That's effectively what we're saying, isn't it?
Miserable gits is what you mean, Roger.
So, this is the end of our second part of our
slow route to Provence.
And it's been lovely, actually, isn't it?
It has been fantastic, despite having to stay in a car park last night. But actually, it was very quiet, it was very peaceful. And there were so many camper vans there, I didn't feel threatened or anything. So.
No. And the weather has been mixed, to say the least. Yesterday was horrible. Day before was lovely.
And it seems to be we get a day of sun and then a day of rain, so who knows? And tomorrow, hopefully, or today, hopefully, we're going off to the Camargue, aren't we?
We are. We're going to book a campsite in a minute for tonight.
Yep.
Just so that we know where we're going, that we can actually get in.
After yesterday when we couldn't get into the campsite.
No.